Hello from the garden. It's like October 5th-ish, I think. I'm legit now. I have a microphone. I put the other microphone on the toddler because I thought it would be pretty cute to be able to hear him. I might regret that depending on how much he talks, but I wanted to do an October garden tour. Things have changed quite a bit. I think I'm going to go confiscate the microphone, actually.
Yeah.
Hey, can I have that?
No.
No. Okay. You gonna go play?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
We'll see. We'll see if that's awful.
Whoa.
Um,
Mama.
so I wanted to do a bit of a tour.
Yeah.
Things have shifted a lot. I'm going to start looking at my previous months.
Real. My day real.
What do you have?
Real.
Come here.
Real. No. Yeah. Dude.
Can I go get you?
No.
Come here. I turned off the baby's microphone. He demands to still have it, but yeah, it's fine. Anyway, this is the October garden. So I wanted to show you all of my beds. Now, I always start with this one first. So for consistency's sake, we'll talk about this bed first. Don't fall down. Okay. So this one, I have my trellises chilling, the ones that aren't being used, and they're just kind of hanging out in different areas. So nothing is intended to grow up this. It's just here because it's not hurting anything to be there, I guess. I have some complaints about these trellises. So these are trellises. I'll angle you up a little bit here. They've got a little birdie on top of them. I think I might have added this to my shop. What are you doing with my tomatoes? I don't like these anymore. I said I loved them in the beginning of the season, but I'll show you that I'm not using those again. So, I mean, I may keep a couple of them in order to hold some things up, but it's got to be like little things. They don't handle a substantial amount of weight. They just don't. So underneath this is actually an arugula variety. I've just direct sown a bunch of things for fall, and that's one of the things that I've placed is some arugula. Yeah. I had some trouble earlier in the year about my nasturtium just dying off. Thank you. The issue with the nasturtiums that I was having previously is that I felt like they were just dying, and that's because they don't tolerate a lot of heat. So now that it's cooled off, it's October, we're in zone 7, 6 on that edge. They're coming back and they're looking awesome. So arugula, nasturtiums are coming back, which is cool. This is awesome, but I'm a little heartbroken about this one. This is my passion fruit, and I have been talking all year about hoping the passion fruit plants were going to come up. And then once they came up, I was talking about how I was going to show you the flowers of it. And then I got so excited. Oh no. I don't know where it went. Anyway, I got so excited couple weeks ago because I saw that it was going to generate some flowers for me. This plant that goes all the way up my trellis here, it was making flowers, and I saw the beginning buds of the flowers, and then we left town. We went on vacation, and then by the time we came back, the flowers were done and shriveled up. And it looks as though I only got 3 of them, and I don't believe I'll be getting any more. So basically, this plant is maturing so that it can produce us some fruit next year, but I didn't get to even see the darn flowers this year. I'm pretty sad about it. So maybe next year I'll get to show y'all the crazy looking flowers this thing makes. So passion fruit, and then strawberries are down there, just kind of doing their thing. I've just kind of been letting them go. They haven't given me anything in months because they don't But I don't know if you can see, there is a area of seedlings here. So we've got our arugulas that are coming up, but this area of seedlings over here are actually carrots. So now that those are coming out a bit more, I will go in and thin those, and then hopefully we'll have a good fall carrot. There's also some marigolds in this bed, and then that's it. So that's the first bed. When we look at this bed here, I've got another trellis just hanging out there. It's not intended to hold anything up. It's just kind of doing its job there. Just kind of hanging out there. Again, I probably won't use those again. That one did have green beans on it, and it's just gently sitting there now. This is where my sweet potatoes were, and I've actually been having to pull up sweet potatoes that are coming up. That's what this is a sweet potato. So I've been having to pull these up because they're surfacing. So I guess I need to go in and dig up my roots a little better. I'm not sure about that. But I went in and direct sowed a lot of things: lettuces, brassicas, radishes, beets, the fall stuff. So I direct sowed all of those things, and then I didn't do a great job of taking notes on who was who and where they went and all of that. So my intention is, as they come up, because I seem to always have more faith in the intelligence of future me. So once I have things pull up a little bit more, as they sprout a little bit more, I'll either be able to identify them myself based on how they look. But if that is also a bit more faith in the intelligence of future me, I also have an app that I use that I'll be able to simply take a picture of them and go from there. So I had been very intentional on how I was going to plant things, where I put them, to make things make sense for companion planting and things. So I have a decent amount of confidence in what went where and that kind of thing. But the thing is that as things are popping up, I don't exactly know who's who, and they need to get a little bit more mature before I will. So there's that. So there's a number of little seedlings in here, but the main seedling you can see right there towards the trellis is actually peas. They're a sweet pea, and I'm really excited about those. I'm hoping they'll go up the trellis really nicely, and I actually have those in a few areas, so you'll see the other areas soon. So now we'll move on to another bed. All right, so in my herb bed here, I wanted to show what I've been doing. I have some very big plants here, and they're giving me a lot of deadhead flowers, which they're supposed to, you know. But within these deadheads, I've talked about this before, that they do have seeds in them. And something I've wanted to start doing is, if anyone wants seeds from these, because I'm going to have way many. And I plan on planting these next year. I'll have more seeds next year. So I wanted to see if there was anyone that would want me to send them seeds, and I would. You pay shipping, because I'm a single mom here, but I want to be able to share these because I'm going to have way too many seeds for these. So I'll also make a little short video about this too, for any of my friends that I've made here, as well as on TikTok, that if y'all want some of my really cool marigold varieties that I have, either my strawberry blonde or my snowball, which you can see in the corner there, I'm going to save every single deadhead I have off these. With the intention of not only sharing these with family and friends, but also friends that I've made on here, if I have anybody that wants them. So lots of deadheads being saved. These marigolds are still going strong. Let's see. Lavender, rosemary's happy. Something interesting I'm seeing here, and I'll bring you over here in a second, is that, you know, they say that there's lots of wives' tales and folklore about how the different plants behave and how that potentially could correlate with future weather. And my yarrow has shortened and is getting really fluffy. And I've read that a really short, fluffy yarrow indicates that we're going to have a rough winter. I don't know how much truth there is to that, but it's been interesting to see that plant change a bit. It's not the tall. Come here. I've had forget-me-nots come up here, and they've started to bloom while we were out of town too. But what's exciting about these is that I've never grown forget-me-nots, and they have kind of a special place in my heart. And we left town and came back to me having forget-me-not blooms, and it was just like an extra little nod from someone special, and I just loved it, loved it. So forget-me-nots, marigolds, basil's going crazy in here, all the typical same herbs that are in here, but I have placed some seeds in here. I'm like, let me get to a spot where you can actually see them. I'll bring you over here so you can see a little differently. I have a row over there and then a row here. They're little, but these are radishes. And I've done kind of a catty corner row here and a catty corner row over there. I didn't really have any space anywhere else to do such a thing. But I also wanted to talk about the fact that I had ripped out my lemongrass here. It's been a couple, maybe a couple months ago now. But my oregano was really struggling. It was like dying back. Honestly, it looked very kind of doom gloom, and my chives were almost completely dead. But since I have pulled out that lemongrass and it's not overshadowing everything, these plants have truly come back to me, which makes me very happy. Let's see, is there anything else to talk about in here? I've been trimming back my basil quite a bit to get it nice and thick. These are my snowball marigolds, so I'll have a lot of seeds of these to share with folks. This trellis is something we are going to try and duplicate, and I'll talk more about that in a minute. But there's nobody growing on this right now, and I honestly need suggestions on what I can put on here within the different seasons. So I would love suggestions. I'm going to turn you around a little bit to show you my other beds. All right, so this one has marigolds. This is where my cucumbers were, and I have direct sown some brassicas within this one. So they're working on coming up. They're getting some bigger leaves, and I'll thin them out soon. Oops. I just broke that dude right on off. He was dying anyway. My marigolds are going strong. Some of these have taken a very long time to germinate, which has kind of annoyed me a little bit, honestly. I'm excited. I just found a friend on my carrots. Oh my God, there's 3 of them. Y'all, I'm going to have a heart attack. Hang on. I'll bring you over here in a second. There's more swallowtail butterflies. I was actually about to harvest these carrots, and now I can't because there's several swallowtail butterflies on it. All right. Well, anyway, this is carrots over here, and they're looking really good. This thing is about a couple inches, maybe an inch across. But yeah, I'm looking at 3 swallowtail butterflies right now. So this will be left alone now. These are peas, and they are almost ready. I'm going to start clipping them up here, actually. Well, maybe. These peas are going to go up this trellis really well, and I'm super excited about that. I didn't get a lot of peas earlier in the year, so that'll be fun. I totally said that I was about to harvest these carrots, and I was. These are getting to be pretty nice sized kaleidoscope carrots. I am also scared because it appears as though something is in here messing with them. But look at that one. I don't want them to get too rooty. I'd like to pull them out, but now I have caterpillar babies, so they've got to stay. I may come in here, like I know this one has a caterpillar on one of its leaves. Does it? Where are you? Okay, maybe I can... No. There's 4 of them. Look, I've just found this one. I didn't even see him first. This one. They're everywhere, so I'm not going to pull any of these carrots out right now. They'll just stay and hopefully not get to be yucky because they've grown so big. But this is my little carrot patch. And they're getting to be decently sized carrots in there. I've never grown carrots before, so I'm super excited to pull these up. But now I can't. Caterpillars. This bed is, I'm not sure if I'm going to call it my pride and joy or like a legit problem at this point. Let me bring you over here so you can see what I'm talking about. It's a mess, a whole mess. So, this is what I said when I said that the trellises weren't doing great. This is why. Additionally, not only are the trellises not doing great, and that's why they're not doing great, these are why I want to try to generate a different type of trellising. First thing I see when I stand over here is that I see a lot of hornworm damage. I haven't been out here in a couple of days. It looks like I have a friend to locate. That makes me frustrated. But these plants are really approaching the end of life, I'm sure. They've got to be going soon. So here's it. Whoa, that was weird. So these, I'm going to lose the fight again eventually soon. But I'm just trying to see how long I can keep these going because they are really giving me fruit still. This one's like wanting to turn, I think. I have a large number of tomatoes all over this plant right now. And these are my Sweet 100s that are significantly taller than me at this point, and they're going wild too. But what I'm talking about here is, I don't know if you can tell, but this right here is one of those little bitty spiral trellises right here. This I have put at the peak of this in a haphazard attempt to keep this thing from falling all the way over. Oh, look at this son of a bitch. I think this is the biggest one I've ever seen in my life. I hate you. Hopefully that's the only one that's wreaking havoc on this plant. But I do see hornworm poop all over the worm bin, which makes me angry. Anywho, I have a spiral thingy stuck up here in hopes to keep this together because there was so much weight on this plant at this point that literally the whole darn thing was just starting to legitimately fall over. Like when I came home from our trip, it was like, not good. So I also, in addition to the spiral thingy, I also have twine tying this to my archway, which is also flimsy in its own definition. So we're just living on a prayer right now. But I still have lots of tomatoes happening, and I'm so happy about it that it is. I mean, we're approaching mid-October at this point, and I still have lots of tomatoes. Every day I'm still doing stuff with them, and I don't think that I've ever... Usually I rip my tomatoes and stuff out long before this because I get tired of it. It gets crazy. I'm tired of pruning. I know the end of the season's coming, so I usually just say forget it, and I rip them out. But this year's different. I'm not ripping them out because I have the space for them, and while they're crazy, I'm just letting them be crazy. And yeah, they're crazy, but they're still generating fruit for me. Uh-oh, did you find your plane? I mean, I literally have tomatoes laying on the ground right now, which I'll fix. I'll get my clippies out here and I'll start clipping it to itself. Oh, man. But I am going to see if my brother, and we have talked about this a little bit, he and I'm going to see if he will build me a trellis like the one in the center. It's metal, it's got archways on it. It seems to all be one piece. And then in addition to it all being one piece, when it comes to those posts, there's bands around it to where it really would sustain a lot of weight, I think. I'm going to see if I can get him to build those shorter, wider, potentially. But that's my hope. I've been able to dream up this garden, and he was able to help me build the garden. So I'm hoping, because he's a welder and he's been wanting to start a fabricating business, I am going to give him something to build, and I'm hoping it'll take off for him. But if it doesn't, I will get some good trellises that aren't falling apart like this one is. Because if I were to undo this little thing here, this whole darn thing would fall and kill my whole plant. So really, I'm just band-aiding this up until we start getting frost. It won't be long until the stuff is done. So we're just doing what we can. And then when the frost potentially comes in, we be having some salsa verde, boys. I see you. What are you doing? You're wearing a microphone? Yeah, just like mommy. Come here. Look. What do you see right here? What is it?
Bye.
Gabe says it's a butterfly. Do you see him? And then maybe look at this one. Or this one right here.
Oh, there's actually 3 of them.
Yeah, what are they? They're caterpillars. Don't know. He doesn't like to be petted. Don't pet him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, Eli. Can you pick some tomatoes? You want to pick the red ones out of there? If they're red or orange, pull them off. Oh, it's like a jungle, isn't it?
I'll do red.
Oh, very good. Are you going to eat it?
No.
No. So that has been a pretty brief garden tour. There's not a whole lot going on. There's things that are unidentified at this point. But we are going to go through here and pick some tomatoes. We're going to make sure that there's not any more hornworms. And I'm going to try my best to trellis some things up. But we are well onto the way of the fall garden, which is actually something I've never done. Usually by September, I'm yanking plants out and I'm done for the year. But I've decided to really try. Yeah, it's so big. Leave it there, okay? I've decided to really see if I can get things growing throughout the entire year. So that's what we're working on now. And my tomatoes are just an absolute monster. So that is our October garden tour. If you want to see, I'm trying to think of what video I might suggest. If you want to see my September garden tour, where I show you how things look quite a bit differently than they do right now, because I have pulled a lot of stuff out. But if you want to see September, you can watch this video here next.